no, I wake up and I get the joy of having to call Cox and tell them that, oh, I don't know why I'm fucking, these things are being downloaded on my internet.
Wait.
Like,
Go again. Pull that closer to your face, and you can tell me that story of why. No, like, what do you know what the charges were for?
Well, hold on. Let me swallow the fucking nugget.
Oh yeah, I like the ASMR part of this.
Well, see, with the setup, I have to work pretty hard to get it to fucking pick up. There we
Like
go.
I think we're in the wrong line of work for this because like I don't have the microphone that's shaped like the two ears.
That's true.
You've seen that, right?
Got to get the binaural going for you.
That's what that's called. Yeah, the binaural. Yeah, I don't have that.
No, I'm not ashamed to admit that I have listened to some ASMR, but it's always something like maids cleaning your house, or something. It's like in Japanese. So I get to role play as the guy who's like trying to be really polite but doesn't understand what's going on. You know how that is.
I had to check this out too, and man, oh man, it's the same like dumb vapid shit, except talk to you as if it were a whisper in your ear, and I'm like, okay. So then I looked at like other things that were just sounds, and I'm like, it's chicks tapping on water bottles.
Oh my god, that's the.
And it's just
I
like,
need action. See, I like to listen to the shonen ASMR,
Oh, okay.
So it's like, it sounds like you're getting punched in the side of the head, and then like it's your best friend's voice telling you to get up and fight harder because the fate of the world relies on you.
Oh, I'm listening to like the shit tier hentai version of it.
Yeah, she's over there. Oh, I'm gonna clean your ears. It's like, no, I need to be involved in the action.
Yeah, this was the newest thing on like, on YouTube and Twitch that I was like, I can't believe this is making money.
A lot of dumb shit makes money.
Yeah, like that. Like we were talking about that Ryan kid who reviews toys, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, like this is brilliant of them. It's kind of dumb of the people, but it's brilliant of them.
Oh yeah, I feel like it should be a crime. It should be a crime to prey upon people's weaknesses. But I mean, it's not.
Is it really the weakness that they're preying upon, or is it just idiocy?
Both.
Yeah.
I mean, weak-minded people.
Fucking.
And that brings up the Twitch thoughts.
Okay.
Or not even Twitch. What is it? Instagram. Have you seen this? Where I guess 4chan and Reddit and all the incels, all the what the hell is that? Involuntarily celibate. That's what that means.
The incels.
Yeah, the incels. All the incels are like, man, we're tired of all these women flaunting their assets and getting paid for it. How can we break them down? Oh, by pointing out the fact that they're not paying taxes. So what they're doing is they're reporting these chicks with the premium Instagrams that are like, pay me money and you can see my nudes. And they're reporting them to the IRS for, because they're making bank. They are making more than minimum wage. They're like, this one chick is getting $60K a month, for, she flashes her tits, whatever. But she's not reporting this income to the IRS because this isn't a donation. There's a point where it stops being a donation and it becomes your job.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
And so she's being taxed by the IRS for, I think, 3 or 4 years worth of this. And I'm like, you know what? I can't hate it because she should be paying taxes from the get-go.
That's true. I was recapping a story that I was telling my girlfriend, and I started my new job.
Yeah,
and I'm working with a bunch of people that are like, I don't know why they call themselves bartenders. Sometimes it's just like, I haven't seen you do anything, but all right. Like, this guy I was working with, he was talking about how he was working at this place on the strip, and it was like, when it opened up first, they wanted to do like a similar thing to like Coyote Ugly, where it's like they had girls as bartenders, but then they also got up on the bar and started dancing. But he, like, while they were dancing, he had to make drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. And he was talking all indignant, like, I don't know why I have to tip those broads out at the end of the night and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, arguably, dude, the people came to see them, not your ass make a drink.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't have a job without them to perform. So I'm like, I think you've got the fucking wrong mindset. He's like, no, but it's bullshit. I'm doing all the hard work. And I'm like, you got hired to do the hard work.
Yeah.
They got hired to shake their ass.
You should have tried out for the shaking your ass portion, you know?
Yeah, try shaking your ass next time. Oh, you didn't fucking get the part? Oh, try flex. Like, they want dudes that are, like, to shake their ass on the countertops, too, because, you know,
There you go.
you're getting that kind of attention.
But
You don't have to do the hard work.
it's that whole argument of, I'm unhappy with Thing. Why doesn't it cater to me, you know?
Oh, fuck
like,
you.
no,
Why
dude,
does it
it's-
have to?
Yeah, right?
Oh,
Fucking-
man. So, yeah, welcome
world.
back to the Scumbag and Friend Show. And I'll tell you right now, I have a good nominee for the Scumbag of the Week.
Oh.
right.
Let me look at my notes real quick. I have to figure out if I want to let you eke in on that, because I think I got a good one.
All right, I'll do a quick rundown on my Scumbag of the Week, right?
All right.
It's as always, it's your boy Tim with my buddy Max.
Hey, it's me.
Scumbag of the Week from Tim's nomination is Tim because he bricked his hard drive and we lost last week's episode.
Oh, that's why that didn't go up.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, maybe he hasn't come home yet. Oh, maybe he's just too busy.
I brought it. I put it on my portable hard drive to edit while I was out of town in Portland, and the portable bricked. So I'm like, I should have spent the money and got like an SSD.
Yeah.
I'm
Maybe.
like, you know, the thing is always like with SSDs versus like regular external hard drives. It's like, oh, it's like 3 times the money for an
Yeah.
SSD, but stuff
But-
like this doesn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, there's the whole thing of like the write rewrite lifetime of a SSD is shorter, blah blah blah. But I mean, that's just poor preparation. So you definitely get a runners up. That's
Okay,
that's
yeah.
for sure.
I mean, I'm not like the
You're-
worst person of the week, but I am.
you are not going to top like. So I
I'm
have
bad.
I
I'm
have
not the
2.
worst.
You're pulling the bronze. You're pulling the bronze.
Oh, I
in-
podiumed at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I guess I could. You know what? You're neck to neck with, according to rumors, one of my favorite Let's Player groups like fell apart. But the rumors is that the head guy, so the Super Best Friend Super Best Friend channel on YouTube decided to break up.
Oh, this was gonna be my "Do you feel old yet?" So
Oh, yeah?
let's just do that right now.
Oh, we'll just work it in all
Because
together.
whatever. So yeah.
Man, you're old.
Go ahead.
So Super Best Friend cast, or God, I keep referring to the podcast because that's what I listen to mostly. Like
Yeah.
the LPs are like background noise.
I listened to the. I never watched an LP of theirs. I only listened to the cast,
It is-
and it was. I listened to a few of them, but I never I didn't get religious with it like some people like listening to it.
Yeah,
to the week
like
to week.
like all the people that come out on Twitter, they're like, "Oh, we're sorry you're leaving." I'm like, I don't know if they made an impact on my life, but it's like having your Netflix show be canceled.
Mhm.
You know, it's like if there was any fervent fans of like Daredevil or something, and then oh no, it's canceled. It's like, well, shit, what do I do now? You know?
Yeah. Well, and then there's something to be said about that because like it's different when we're talking about people doing a podcast and they're documenting their lives
Yeah.
like the way Best Friends did.
Yeah.
It's different when you're talking about a scripted show because the writing can change and a lot of things can degrade from like what you originally loved about it. And the best example is The Simpsons. Like it
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
grow with you. It changed over time and you're not really liking what it's becoming. You know, this is the
Right,
whole
right.
idea of like, oh, you can love a kid because they're your kid, but if they grow up to be a fucking serial killer, it's like, well, they changed into something you don't like. And it makes you wonder what happened in between, but you don't like what it is now, and it's only going to go forward as more of what you hate, you know?
I suppose. Okay, so you have to regard it like a good show then. You know?
Okay.
It is.
It's hard to say there's a timeless show.
Yeah, no, it's not timeless. I mean, who knows what could have happened? Because, I mean, Simpsons had a good 9-year run as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, like with what we were talking about with Best Friends cast is that when you're documenting somebody's life, it's irrefutable as what they're doing in their lives.
Well, no,
So-
it's not even that. It's So the Let's Play channel was based around them playing video games, either good or usually bad. Like so, because I mean,
that's my speed right there.
yeah, no, they play the shitty games that you don't want to play, and they play the good games that maybe you can't afford to buy right now. You know, So it was a good mixed bag. I loved it. And the reason I liked it as a Let's Play channel was because it wasn't like PewDiePie or any of those other like one-man shows where it's like they're talking to you as a person, trying to be your friend. I'm like, I hate that shit. You know, I'm like, I'm not your friend. I don't know who the hell you are. You're living over in Sweden. You know, you're just playing a game.
You're paying these fucking people to say like kill all the Jews for $5 or something.
I know, right?
In some other country, it's whatever. Man.
I don't care about you talking to me. But the way they did it was a two-man operation, like this podcast. You know, it's the idea of they are talking to each other way more than they're talking to any camera. Like they very rarely address the audience. And I'm like, this is really my speed because it became a television show, you know? It's like watching Friends. You get to watch them interact. And then on top of that, I get the joy of watching them play games that I'm not going to play. So I'm like, this was perfect for me because I don't have to deal with them fucking being patronizing to me. Like, touch the screen right now because I'm your friend.
The camera.
Yeah, brofist the camera. Welcome to the PewDiePie army. They didn't do that shit.
Real quick, do you think the thoughts on Twitch get like more followers with that because like they can blow kisses to the camera and it's just like, oh yeah, thanks for spending your parents' credit card money?
They don't blow kisses to the camera. Have you not seen these? Yeah. So what they do is when you donate, they put the gold star on the board, but they have to, you know, turn around and bend over to reach the board, you know? But
yeah, you get no quarter from me if you're a hot chick. You get no quarter from me.
I mean, unless you're doing something amazing. It's like, but like you could do that not nude and I might give you something. So if you're kickboxing legend, you know, on Twitch streaming and you just happen to be a cute chick, hey, maybe, you know, if you're entertaining.
Yeah.
Anyways, so 9 years of the super best friends, fucking started off as a two-man operation. Fucking, they pulled in two other guys. One guy left 2 years ago, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that was a big thing for you, like when that guy left. You were like, man, it was one of your four weird dads kind of leaving you.
Kinda. It was fucking, he came in, I don't remember when. I haven't watched them the full 9 years, but I definitely caught up on the backlog of the shows because it's like, who doesn't need white noise in their life when they're living, you know? It's like, oh, I'm going to go play games and I got a second monitor now. Let me watch something. These guys are funny. They're making fun of each other. I can dig it. You know, it's a television show to me. So he comes in and he's rising superstar Liam. He's the little kid. He loves the weeb stuff. Yeah. So he's doing all the Jap stuff.
Yeah, that's the one I can get down with.
And he brings the dynamic of everyone can just look at him and be like, "Oh, that's creepy anime stuff," you know? so it's fun. It's a character. It's added to the show.
Yeah, it's like that one VN where all of the girls you can date are pigeons.
Yeah, you know.
It's like, whoa.
Those are actually boys. Thank you very much. That's Hatoful Boyfriend, and that's constantly on sale. And it's actually really good. It's actually a murder mystery, but you don't know it.
Oh, okay. I still don't want.
That's part of the twist. I'm gonna get that for you. I'm gonna buy that for you as soon as it goes on sale, and you're gonna be forced to play it. It is always on sale. Anyway, so they pull in one guy at like the 6-year mark, and he eventually gets sick of one of the main guys. So it started with Matt and Pat, and then they pull in Wooly and Liam. Liam gets sick of Pat, so he leaves. He cites mental health issues, and he goes off to go do his own thing. It was weird for me at the time because he was saying, I need time off from this job, you know, being on YouTube and whatnot and streaming because it's stressful being in front of people. And then like 2 weeks after he, you know, leaves, he's out there streaming.
Right back again.
He's right back streaming for himself. And I'm like, okay, that's bullshit. So you don't want to tell us the truth.
Yeah. So like, do they say why he just got sick of Pat or what's up?
Apparently so. Because that's the only action he took is he blocked Pat from Twitter and all that kind of shit. He cut off all social media with Pat.
Oh, so he had a bad breakup.
Yeah. So he had a bad breakup. And then 2 years later now, Matt, who started the channel and owns all the names of it is a business, so he owns all the copyrights to it, essentially, the trademarks. And he's like, well, no, we can't do this anymore, and we're packing up and leaving. And they put out a YouTube video saying, you know, we're finished. You know, Matt and Pat aren't friends anymore. And I'm like, for a channel that's called the Super Best Friends, I'm like, that's like the finality right there.
So, and all we have to go on is hearsay as to why.
Oh, yeah. But I'm like, after Liam left, so Matt was taking constant vacations and, you know, yeah, he got married, but I'm like, you still have an obligation to your job. Like if you get married at your job, you know, if I got married at my job, me being married doesn't suddenly make me want to skip out on work.
No, it's like, all right, well, like, what's a reasonable amount of time for you to celebrate? Like a week, maybe 2?
Yeah.
You know, like a month at the longest, I
Right.
guess, you know, and I'm like, that's really fucking stretching it in this day and age. But,
Yeah.
well, to me, it's like, I'm good with like a week, maybe 2, because like, I have this weird, like, I don't know, I call it the slave gene where I need to work every day. Because, yeah,
Right.
like,
He does not
Fuck.
have that. He does not have that because as like around the time Liam left, he started taking constant vacations. He got married in the interim between then and now, but he was taking breaks. He wasn't on the podcast. He was like handing off like let's plays, the videos that they were doing for Pat and Wooly to do. And to be fair, those two are great. They have great synergy together.
Yeah.
So a lot of people on the
they are still going to be making their own thing, right?
Yeah, that's the thing too. So they already said that, or Wooly has stated that, you know, he wants Pat on his podcast that he started up. I should actually send you that because it's real. He's not doing like the heavy video games thing, which is what the Super Best Friends did, but he's doing more of a creative thing. Like his episode 0 was just him, you know, waxing philosophic into the mic about how you have to get up, you know, and do the thing. You know, regardless of how you think it's going to turn out, you can't be afraid of success. Like this. How many fucking viewers have we had on the
Like
fucking...
very
whatever,
few, but
you know.
it's the idea is that you have to get up and do the thing, and you're right. It's like you can morph what you're doing over time. Like it can evolve and change and be something different.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I still have plans for this to go to vidcast.
Yeah. God.
But the idea is that it can always grow.
They're
with
going to
you.
see what I'm holding in my right hand right now. They don't need to see this.
Yeah, it's a dildo the size of a foot-long sandwich.
It's a joke. It's funny. All right? I mean, it's a joke for myself later.
yeah.
Anyway, so Pat and Wooly are still friends apparently. Matt, like, he wants to be a video game creator because he's already on like the producer level of this one game that's coming out, but it's all hearsay about what happened because it all happened behind closed doors. And I'm like, so this is what it's like to be one of those ladies that follows like the dramas on TV and wants to know what's going on, because I'm like, this is the only time I've ever been interested in celebrity bullshit.
Yeah.
And like I've never cared about them as people, but once I start hearing all this stuff coming in about, oh, Matt is like really left and Pat really offended him, and I'm just like,
what?
yeah,
Like
no.
politically left?
Politically left, yeah,
Oh,
no.
okay.
Yeah, politics come into this, and then the idea of the relationship, because people are blaming the Pat has a girlfriend, Matt's wife is really really pro left, like American left. They're all Canadian, but she's really American left.
Okay.
Hey man, if you ever talk to a Canadian, they'll tell you their politics are way different than ours.
Yeah, no, and
The world's politics are different.
Yeah, because like the best joke I've heard for this was like Canada has like 3
Yeah.
things you can pick from instead of just 2. Like, well, I mean, America has like Green Party, fucking Tea Party.
Please, who the hell are
fucking-
you? You didn't
yeah.
vote for Trump or
Anyways,
against Trump.
Yeah, National Socialist Party, fucking the,
I don't
the
care
Nazis.
if you. I don't care if you shave your head. Just vote for Hillary.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got fucking up north, America's Hat has fucking 3 parties you can pick from. It's like Republicans, then the left, and then super left.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just like, okay.
But I'm like, so it's all hearsay, it's all rumors, and I'm like, this is the only time I've ever been interested. I would love to pick their brain on the exact situation. I want to know the sparking point. What broke this down? Because it's like, yeah, the writing was on the wall with Matt, you know, constantly taking vacations and excluding himself, but he's still the owner and he's still taking the majority share of the money, apparently.
That's
Yeah, right. You know, so he's doing the same amount of Let's Plays that everyone else is doing. So Pat and Wooly are doing, you know, just as much work as he is, but they're getting, you know, 30 and 20% respectively, if you believe the rumors. So it's like,
don't believe the hype.
but it's like, yeah, so they're splitting.
Well,
Those two guys are splitting a 50, whereas Matt's getting the full 50.
yeah, so yeah, which is funny because like when you watch this video, and we can go full tinfoil hat breakdown on this.
Hell yeah.
Like, okay, so when you watch this video, Matt has like an actual nice setup, nice computer chair, nice shit on the walls.
The camera is focused.
Camera's focused. Then when you watch Pat, it's like, well, he's got a couch and a nice mic setup.
Yep.
And then when you go watch Wooly, it's like no mic setup, and he's got a thermostat, the blank wall thermostat.
He's doing the hand cam thing.
And I'm like, he's talking into his phone. Pat at least has a nice mic setup.
Yeah.
And then Matt has an actual like fucking battle station.
Yeah,
setup.
he's got the battle. He's got the freaking gamer chair and everything.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I mean, yeah, I guess like he's getting the full 50. It seems weird. Like you wouldn't want to fuck over your business partners, but like this is I figured it out. Like I not figured it out, but this was the whole reason why like they talked about like you got to get good at golf.
Yeah.
All right, so the idea is that whenever you're thinking of going into business with people, you always take them and play golf because it shows like how they do with competition, and it also shows how they do with cheating because golf is one of the easiest games to cheat at. And now, and the theory is business wise is if they're willing to cheat at something that means nothing, they're gonna fuck you over when it means everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So this is like, well, not to say they didn't play golf with each other because they played video games with each other. And
I don't know, man. If you watch those, the funniest part is the fact that they fuck each other over.
Yeah, so like we've played our fair share of games and we do good with competition. Like we know what
except when you get fucking rockets on Hang 'em High, you fucking cheating bastard.
Well, like we know what each other's strengths and weaknesses are when it's like fighting games. So it's like,
oh god,
that'll fucking those matches will just end in time every time.
Every time I think of our history of fighting games, like, okay, we spent plenty of time playing MVC2.
Yeah.
But what I think of when I think of our past of fighting games, I think of our Soul Calibur matches.
Yeah.
Where it ended up guard break constantly.
Yeah, and then faint grabs.
And it's like, this is the high level shit you see that pros do. But I'm like, we were doing it, fucking in your room.
Yeah, just fucking around.
Fucking around. Like, we didn't have the sick combos that pros do, but it's like we had the sick defensive techniques. We knew each other inside and out.
Yeah, and one of us was sitting on the bed, the other one was sitting in that weird wicker egg chair thing.
I need to get one of those.
so it could take up all the space in your room.
Hell yeah.
It's okay. Like if whenever you get your own place, like minus Fat B, it's like, oh, it's just gonna be egg chair.
Yeah, it's just gonna be egg chair. Egg chair in my computer setup. And I'm not gonna sit in it because that's a terrible chair, but it's gonna be there.
It was sweet for like $80. It's
Jesus Christ.
I remember getting it. I was like,
yeah. Fuck.
My room was smaller than that fucking chair.
All right. If anyone lives in an average sized home and take whatever your smallest bedroom is and minus a good 10 feet.
Yeah. This is like, my room was like an 8x8 cubicle.
Yeah.
And then I threw in this fucking egg chair and you know what I'm talking about. It's like the shape of like a bowl.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a bowl.
It was a good 5 feet
on a stand. Yeah, it was like a good 5 feet because like you could lay down in it.
What size bed did you have?
Half a twin. Like it was a rollout bed.
Yeah.
Like like when you go to the hotels, like you go to the Motel 6 and you're like, hey, I need an extra rollout bed. That's what I was sleeping on.
There you go. That's what they gave him. And he had a closet. Anyway.
The closet wasn't built into the walls.
Hell no.
It just stuck out.
He stole it. He stole it from a freaking business going out of business thing,
I fucking loved my old room as a kid because it's like there was no room for shit. You had to go outside to change your mind.
See, the one thing I remember most is once I took the apprenticeship for carpenter, I was like, man, his room was really crappy. They could have really done that any sort of way better because that was absolute garbage. It was fucking. It was
built in the garage. It was built in the
drywall.
garage. It was built in the garage for those listening. It was in the garage.
There you go.
And they couldn't. Yeah, I don't know what my fucking dad did. He kind of gave up because I'm just like, I don't know. We weren't using the rest of the garage for anything, and I'm not asking like, hey, build the whole my whole room be the garage because the laundry room was in there too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you didn't have to go all the way across, but you could have gave me more space to do something. But you're right. Anything would have been better than what they did.
Oh yeah.
Especially since you can't open the fucking garage door anyway, so, like, you could have just had the garage door be one of the walls.
Right.
Anything was better than what they did. But continue.
Anyway, so bring it all back around to Scumbags of the Week.
Oh, and fucking the heartbreak of...
And the heartbreak of losing my favorite television show to watch. And it's like they came together as quote unquote friends, and then at the halfway point, I'm like, people on the internet are gonna be like, oh, they were never friends, it was all a ploy to, you know. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. You don't stay in business for 9 years with someone you hate. That shit will collapse in 2. And in these last 2 years, someone hated somebody.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're saying is true.
But
because,
it's like
I remember listening to some of the older casts with, like, the 4 of them with Wooly, Liam, and Matt Pat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, I kind of liked this.
Yeah, they had a good dynamic. They got along. They could rib each other. I'm like, that was part of it. It wasn't that, oh, they're, you know, patronizing to me to be their friend. It's like, no, I'm listening in on 2 guys that get, or 4 guys that get each other, and then 3, and now it's going to be 2. But I'm like, hey, I like these 2. But somewhere in there's a scumbag, and it's for you to decide, because Pat is an antagonistic asshole. He's one of those people that are like, I'm always right, and even if I'm wrong, I'm going to keep, you know, arguing I'm right. So I'm like, I could see that being abrasive, but I'm like, Matt is the business owner.
Yeah.
You know? The continuation of this project of them all earning money together is reliant on him sticking in there for the hard knocks, you know? And then Wooly is just caught in the middle. So someone's a scumbag in there. And then I don't know if they get the silver. I don't know if they get the bronze. My other 2 nominations are pretty hard contenders, honestly. Okay. So, I mean, you can tell me. Shit. You know what? I'm gonna go with what I think is first.
Okay.
So there was a teacher that was fired because sexual stuff, you know. It's fucking disgusting that he would refuse to use transgender students' pronouns.
Oh man.
So
what a degenerate.
A Virginia high school teacher refused to use a transgender student's new pronouns. And this wasn't even to the student. He wasn't speaking to the student. He was speaking to the board, because he had.
This is Papa John's all over again.
Yeah,
no. This is Papa John's all over again. He's getting fucking fired for paraphrasing.
Yeah. So okay. So the student was about to run into a wall. So clearly the student is an idiot on multiple levels.
Yeah.
And the teacher told other people around that student, "Hey, stop her." Because it was a female that wants to identify as a male now.
Yeah.
And so...
I mean, he already went the longer distance than I would have.
I would have just let him run
stop
in.
him.
Yeah. No.
Or, all right, well, enjoy your fucking wall.
I'd have just said, fuck it. I'd watch him and take the laugh, you know?
Yep.
Fucking, I need to brighten my day if I'm fucking living in Virginia. Fuck that place. But, so he gets brought up by other people, witnesses of this incident of him calling... it a her.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to call it an it because it wants to use different pronouns and I don't know what it wants.
Yeah, exactly. Well, back in elementary school, we were always told to refer to animals as it's because you don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
I don't know, man. In the Bible, the Lord gave me dominion over all animals and I'll just call it, you know?
It, yes.
Anyway, to make myself seem less of an asshole. So he gets taken up in front of the school board, and what is this? The West Point High principal said, "I can't think of a worse way to treat a child than what was happening." Yeah, no, I mean, this is why we need to make this a video cast, because Tim's face says it all right now.
What are you fucking talking about? Like, this isn't equivalent to, hey, okay, well, you're going to come to school and, all right, well, you failed my class. Now put your fingers on the desk and I'm just going to hit each finger with a hammer. It's like, it's not equivalent to some bullshit like that. Like, hey, I'm going to fucking go pick a branch and I'm going to start whipping you with whichever branch you pick off that tree.
No, man. Okay, that pales in comparison to someone saying, hey, stop her from running into the wall.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be a her anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, we're out of fucking problems, right? Because, like, if this is our actual problem, we've got fucking We got nothing to worry about for the rest
Yeah.
of our lives.
No, we're good. We're gold. Fucking, that's it. Fucking, you
that's
can go back
fucking
to your,
it.
you can have your dad pick you up in your Lamborghini back to your $1 million mansion and live the life of luxury.
Yeah.
If this is what is affecting you the hardest in the life, you know, fuck. But I'm glad the teacher has taken up a lawyer and they're looking into counter suing, because this is ridiculous that he would be fired over this.
Like, so then can all the fucking people that I run into at Starbucks and wherever get fired whenever I say my name is Tim and they call me Ted? It's like, okay, well, can I get you fired for, calling me by the wrong name? Like, who gives a fuck? I got your intention.
Right. So to finish it up, his lawyer and him brought it to the board that, we'll make a compromise that I will not use pronouns at all when referring to this person. That
Okay.
saves that.
I agree.
That's fine. It's like,
all
hey,
right.
you,
It's
or
hey,
use
you
or use
and
name.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Henry, whatever,
Henrietta
whatever.
or
Pick a name.
Zwir.
Right? No pronouns.
Okay,
Simply name or abject directions. You know?
Exactly.
But so he brought this to the board, and they're like, no, we can't agree with that. And so it's, the hell is this? That discrimination then leads to creating a hostile learning environment, and the student has expressed that. The parent had expressed that. They felt disrespected. This is the grounds for him being fired. And I hope he sues the living shit out of this school system.
I'm like, okay, so the one guy got fired from the high school last month because he was black, and the white kid was throwing around the N-word, and
Oh, wow.
he threw. You remember? I
Yeah,
talked about it
yeah,
on the
that's
show,
right,
and he
that's
was throwing. The teacher started throwing fists at the kid,
Hell yeah.
and I'm just like, oh. At first, when you watch the video without sound, it's like, oh my god, fire this fucking guy, he's insane, right?
Yeah.
But then when you listen to the video, it's like, oh, somebody needed to hit this kid in the mouth a long time
Yeah,
ago.
no, his parents should have been there hitting him in the fucking mouth,
Yeah, so, and okay, so then
Okay.
who else you got?
So I feel like, okay, it wasn't the teacher that was the scumbag here, clearly.
No.
So I feel that was my first place. My second place is going to go to, this one is, so a Catholic priest at a teenager's funeral condemned the suicide of that teenager.
Whoa.
And yeah, so
Was this teenager also trans?
no,
okay.
he used the correct pronouns.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't directly say suicide is a sin, but as any good Catholic knows, suicide is an unforgivable sin in the eyes of God. It's, hey, that's your religion.
Yeah.
That's it. I was baptized Catholic, and I'm like, and me personally, if you ask me, that's not like a condemnation to hell, but I'm like, that's the weakest form of anything.
Yeah.
But I also understand that the labors that a person goes through in life can drive you to some crazy shit.
Oh, I don't disagree with that, because not every hand that was dealt in life is fair.
So
And that's
in my opinion, if someone kills themselves, it's not like I'm going to look at them and be like, oh, you're a fucking sinner and you're going to hell. I look at them, and then I look at everyone that's in the immediate vicinity, and I want to know what the hell their problem is to not help this person.
yeah, it's like what happened. Something happened a long while back on the road
Oh, yeah.
that made this person go to this route, and I don't know what happened with everybody that was closest to this person
Yeah.
that caused it to happen.
Yeah, but this Catholic priest at the boy's funeral in front of the family was asking questions like, I wonder if he repented enough for God to accept him, and he didn't flat out say, he's a sinner and he's going to hell, but he said a lot of good Catholic shit where it's like, oh yeah, remember, suicide is a sin,
Yeah, but I mean,
This
you don't
is-
have to be so fucking heavy-handed with it.
It is really, really bad in my
Yeah.
opinion. I'm like, this is like a thousand miles of tact he walked over and just said, oh yeah, I'm a Catholic priest and this is our belief. It's like, no, this kid is dead. His family is grieving. You know?
I'm like, if this was my child, I would first be heartbroken that I couldn't see the signs earlier.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not as a parent, because like I watched this movie Searching
yeah.
with John Cho, and it was really well done. Like, this will be a quick side jag. Like, this and welcome back to the Side Jag Off podcast.
Hell yeah.
This movie was really good. It was all done from like the perspective of like what you could see on a computer monitor or like a phone screen or something like that, right? So the presentation was unique. It was done in the same way like that stupid fucking series Unfriended was.
I didn't see that, thank God. It sounds terrible.
Fuck me.
Just the word unfriended.
Yeah, so I'll break down Unfriended real quick. So there's a group of friends, and the whole movie is based on their Skype call.
Oh God,
right?
I think I saw a trailer for this.
They're all vid casting each other, right?
Yeah.
They're video chatting with each other, and they start getting killed by this ghost because they bullied this girl.
That's right.
And then
Fucking
the
stupid.
sequel was them and this guy. He video casts with his fucking friends, and they're playing Cards Against Humanity, and they're so fucking edgy because it's like, yeah, this guy found a MacBook at his work, and he works as a Starbucks barista or some bullshit, and he finds a fucking MacBook, and he like hacks into it.
Oh yeah,
right?
so he turns it on.
Yeah, he turns it on, and there's only one fucking file on the computer, and that file is most of that computer's fucking hard drive. And for some reason, all these dipshits don't know how to delete files on there. So of course, like he's video casting, and they're playing Cards Against Humanity, and of course, like what kind of fucking characters do you think there would be, right? Exactly the fucking run-of-the-mill Hollywood millennial bullshit.
You
right?
got the stoner, you got the jock.
No, you got the guy who's in love with a deaf girl.
Oh God.
You've got the gay guy. You've got the lesbian couple. You've got Asian DJ girl.
Oh,
it's
good.
Like,
Oh, good.
okay, so you got this fucking rainbow of people. Like, I don't give a
course.
fuck. Okay, but all right.
And of
so
course,
this
still
guy,
just a token black guy.
yeah, and then they're being haunted by the people on the dark web.
Oh my God.
Right?
This sounds terrible. This Jag was terrible, Tim.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
those movies are terrible, but Searching was done in a similar manner,
Yeah.
and it was done really well because like it was John Cho's character saying that like at first it's like he thought he knew his daughter, but then like after his wife died, and it was really like heavy-handed in the emotional, like, oh, they wanted you to cry at these points,
Right.
because it's like, oh, dad's first fucking Father's Day or whatever,
No.
and it's like, oh, his wife passed recently while his daughter was in high school. And now that she's in high school, she's not only angsty, but he didn't know that she doesn't really have a lot of friends. And then she withdrew like $2,500.
Jesus.
And she's now missing. And
he's
all the cops are thinking that she ran away.
And he's a shitty dad.
And he's a shitty dad. But it does have a nice twist ending. And if you do have time to check it out, this one's worth your watch. The movie's called Searching.
Right.
But yeah, this is that whole like, I would have came to that same realization where it's like, I thought I knew my kid,
Right.
like, and he went for days and weeks of like, I thought I knew her, like these are the things that she loved, and apparently she doesn't love these things anymore. And he just realizes that he hasn't talked to her like
As a person.
Yeah, he just remembers her how she was as a kid. And it's like, I could imagine being one of those parents like grieving about like, but I knew my son, this is what he liked.
And then pops into your life as the person who teaches you the religion you ascribe to, saying, oh yeah, by the way, remember he's going to hell to burn forever.
Like, I want to have a good rapport with my kid. I don't want them to. Do you know who Adir Shankar is?
That sounds familiar.
He's the guy who did Castlevania on Netflix.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Have you actually seen this guy?
I have not seen him physically, no.
Like, he looks like if M. Night Shyamalan shopped at Hot Topic. He like has the fucking okay, so it's Middle Eastern looking like complexion,
Yeah.
right, like shitty like mustache, and then he's got this like big blonde patch in his fucking
Oh,
hair
God.
right at the front, and he's got the fucking eyeliner on like he's the fucking Crow, like he's Brandon Lee.
Jesus Christ,
And
this
I'm
guy's
just like, of course he's got like the vintage man shirt and the heavy leather jacket with all the studs and buttons and shit, and it's just like,
So it's a dude that we would have hung out with in high school.
yeah, exactly. I'm just like, okay, I get it. You're part of the riffraff.
Hell yeah, we are.
But like, I don't know. It's if you're good, you don't have to sell it with your fucking appearance.
That's true. I mean,
this is
right?
like, I don't think like some of the best have to do this kind of shit. I don't think Bryan Cranston has to do this shit,
No,
or like
right.
Daniel Day-Lewis
I don't
has to
know.
do this shit.
I don't know. Daniel Day-Lewis would choose to do this shit.
Oh, he would choose to do it, but he would
Yeah.
also like Like I said, he's fucking weird. He cobbled his own shoes for fucking
Christ.
when he was Bill the Butcher. Like that's the
Yeah.
fucking man right there.
I mean,
there's imitators and then there's the fucking real thing.
I mean, he did direct, Castlevania, and you do have to be like an edgelord vampire lover.
Yeah, no,
So
this
he was just getting
he's
into producing
the
character.
edgiest fucking guy. But yeah, that's one of those things where it's like I don't want my kid coming home looking like that. Like I really need to talk to you.
I don't know. See, if I have a kid, I want them. I would want them to come out looking like that. If I want them to be expressing themselves. I want when I have kids, whenever some chick gets drunk enough and stupid enough to make
Yeah.
that mistake,
Yeah.
my kids, I'm gonna have them I'm gonna go be playing out there in the mud with my kids. We're gonna be fucking skipping rocks and shit like that. We're gonna be doing the old normal people stuff, like everyone thinking I want the old American family. I'm like,
Oh, fucking A. I'm going to teach my kid how to throw a spiral.
right?
Fuck,
I don't,
fucking A.
I don't need the white picket fence, but I need my kid to be socially adjusted enough to be confident in himself to dress like an idiot,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But I want to have contact with my kid enough so that suicide isn't a thing that just pops up randomly. I want them to come crying to me. I want to deal with that. I want to be able to be given that option to deal with that.
Yeah, and instead of like all these fucking mouth breathing things that you hear other people talk about where it's like, oh, you know that place with the indoor outdoor thing?
Oh yeah.
And it's like, what are you talking about?
No,
what place is indoors and outdoors?
at the same time. No, it's one at a time. Anyway, biggest scumbag, the Catholic preacher who couldn't keep it in his pants. So the archdiocese, sorry.
Archdiocese.
The archdiocese. I love.
Is that above or below Grand Wizard?
They have the coolest titles, right?
Yeah.
They
It's
sound like
cardinals and bishops.
they sound like fucking D&D classes.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna roll up an archdiocese.
Yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
fucking
we need
A.
one of those. Oh man, that's like plus 12 levels of wizard.
Like, yeah, because everybody needs a healer in the group, and
yeah.
nobody ever wants to be healer. And I'm like,
No, but if I can play archdiocese,
Yeah.
I can be a healer plus whatever the hell an archdiocese does.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, yo, there's actual cool shit to be done with that, right? Like, you could res people.
Hell yeah.
Like, that's actual cool shit.
Anyway, the archdiocese responded to all this, saying that we apologize for his statements. We didn't mean to offend anybody, and he will no longer be holding funerals for the foreseeable future. So this guy is still going to be at church. So I expect his next, couple of lectures up at the altar to be, hey, guess what? Suicide's bad. As the family cries in the corner, he's just going to be pointing fingers at
He
him.
just rubs it in some more.
Yep. Look at
'em.
these assholes. They got a kid that killed himself. What kind of shitty Catholics are these?
Yeah. Now remember, if you don't want to end up like the Johnsons, hey, Johnson, stand up.
Stand up. There you
All
go.
right. So if you don't want to end up like them, make sure your kids don't kill themselves.
Yeah. Don't
Hey.
don't raise a shitbag suicide kid.
Fucking, hey, Johnsons, what's your favorite way of having eggs? Is it Sunny died up?
Hey.
Sunny died up.
Then you got the band back there playing rim shots for him.
Fucking A. Oh man. So yeah,
Makes me
that
wanna
was
go
a
to
good
church again.
It's a good selection.
Oh yeah.
So okay, so things in the news. So no Smash at Evo. Evo Japan.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Wait.
Smash. Smash did not make the cut at Japan.
Wait,
Evo.
what? Do you have a list of what made the cup?
I can pull it up, so I'll
All
break
right.
the show real
So
quick. Okay, so the lineup is Tekken 7, Blaze Blue Cross Tag, Soul Cal 4, Street Fighter 5 Arcade, KOF 14, Guilty Gear Xrd 2.
Okay, I can see
So
those.
no DBZ, no Smash.
Oh, DVZ.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That one is actually nuts. Okay. So, I could say Smash. Fine, because it just came out. When is this being held? Does it say right there?
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm going to break it again.
But, because, this is Smash. This is Nintendo. This is a Japanese company.
Feb 15 through 17.
Okay, so that's
3 months ago.
that's
from
3
now.
months, yeah. So I know the old Evo idea was you need at least 6 months to ferment as a group. So I'm like, that's fine. What's weird was that Dragon Ball Fighter Z came out 2 months before Evo, our Evo, the US Evo, the big one, the real one that matters.
The actual one.
Yeah, the actual one, not this Japanese knockoff. So Dragon Ball Fighter Z came out 2 months before Evo, and that got a headlining. And so everyone was like, "Whoa, you're breaking the rules." But I'm like, but Japan's sticking to the old rules, which is fine, I suppose. Okay,
Yeah.
Smash is really new, but I'm like, it is also a Japanese company. It is also a huge game.
Oh,
'Cause-
Smash?
yeah.
That I think it broke all kinds of sales records.
I don't
the
doubt
weekend it came out. Not to mention the fucking, like you were saying, the Mexicans that like were ruining it for everyone, and they were spoiling
yeah.
the story.
Fucking
And
Christ!
I'm like, it's fucking Smash. What's the story? Hand came down, fought fucking figurines.
Guess what? It killed people, but it's okay because you can still play as them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't understand. There's a fucking story to this.
Yeah,
Like
apparently so.
the first few of these Smash games I played, you were just like toys on a shelf or something.
Yeah, no, I mean,
It was Toy Story, and then they made the amiibos, and then people started stealing trucks of amiibos
because people are
for
assholes.
fucking whatever reason.
But no, see that kind of crazy fervent attitude. I'm like, why would you deny that from Evo? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, even if people look at it and be like, "Oh, well, it's too soon to build a real meta," you know, get the game going, you know, proper. It's like that's fine. You know what? Bring them all in because it's still gonna pull in millions of fucking views because people love that game. Hell, I don't like that game that much, but I'm still watching breakdowns of characters because I'm like, I'm not gonna play it ever, but if I ever want to watch it, I need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, it's so big that it's like people that love going to the movies but hate Marvel. It's like, yeah, you might not see it yourself by choice, but you still want to know what's going on, you know?
Yeah, which by the way, like I think next week probably we'll go see Aquaman.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, that's
God.
not Marvel, but
There-
you know, we have to see what the competition's like also.
There's
This is
a-
like if you owned Coca-Cola, you got to try a Pepsi every now and then to see like
that's true,
what's
that's
going on
true.
over here.
And to be fair, who the hell's that lead actor?
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. I respect that guy. He's really cool.
Yeah, he's a cool dude from what I hear.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, we'll be back with that some other time.
As a jagoff, fucking, I read a little article that pointed out that fucking Marvel and DC took alternate paths to end up where the other one started. Because Marvel started off lighthearted and fun, but now here we are with half of everybody dead, and
Yeah.
it's real dark, and everyone's fucking crying.
Mhm.
And then DC is over there, started off with everyone dead and crying, and now we're getting, you know, Jason Momoa over here just having a good old time in CG underwater land.
Oh, I'm like, as long as it's, you know, Marvel stays making like a good product, and
Yeah.
then DC can always make a shit product every now and
There
then.
you go. You know what? You need competition.
You do
You know
need
what?
competition, and you do need to, like, that's why salted caramel became a big thing. You need salt to bring out the sweet, you know?
Yeah,
Like, you need
yeah.
shit to let you realize what good is.
Wait,
Because you
wait,
can't say something's good without shit to compare it to.
I know, right? Because I fucking hate sweet things. I love getting that emphasis of a salt in
Oh,
my
like,
mouth.
like this is why, like, I appreciate Tekken and SoCal and fucking Guilty Gear, because I could look at Smash and be like, that's shit.
That's garbage.
That's shit.
Yep. He punched him twice and he got pushed out of range, and now he's got some kind of bubble thing.
Yeah.
And there's no real combos.
Yeah, it's just a mash A or B.
Oh, he's at 50%? Well, if I push B now, I can kick him off the stage.
Yeah.
Instead of fucking Tekken where, oh, he's at 50%? Well, I need to fucking trick him up with a fucking low-high combo into a wall splat, into a fucking air grab.
Yeah, air
you know?
grab. Yeah, fucking there's a lot of technical shit here. And
Oh,
I know there's
no, I just pushed the laser button on my Fox.
yeah, but there's no like it's so weird to gauge because like does Smash have zones? Like there's no footsies.
No. If
There's
you-
no fucking
If
like,
you ever look at hitboxes for Smash, because someone, I don't know if it's like, I don't think they have a program for this one yet, but like the old ones, it's like they're like the characters are blobs instead of hitboxes. So it's like, and it's all amorphous kind of crap. So like, imagine like Brian Fury does his fucking just forward punch, and so it's like, you know, that fist is going to be able to take a hit, but it's like, oh, well, Zelda does this, but her blob doesn't, you know, activate properly. It's a really dumb game.
Yeah,
It's a really dumb game.
and I
Okay.
going back to like the guy who made it saying that it's a party game.
Yeah.
I agree, it's a party game.
So like the last incarnation that's really popular, fucking Melee, like top level players play with controllers that are technically broken in order to play at their maximum performance for the fucking game. You need a broken controller to play Melee properly.
It's so
It is
yeah.
it is a non-game.
This is
Anyway,
a fucking pile.
but it pulls in millions. You know what? I ain't gonna knock
Yeah,
it.
because it's the fucking schoolyard fucking hypothetical. Like, who do you think would win in a fight, Donkey Kong or Link?
Yeah,
I don't
you know
fucking
what?
know.
Or now it's
Dude has a sword. Why wouldn't the sword cut through the flesh?
now it's fucking. Oh, who would win in a fight? Fucking Zelda or fucking Snake?
Yeah,
You know?
or fucking Snake or Ice Climbers. I don't
Fucking Christ.
or King DDD.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't care.
King K. Rool or Bowser, you know?
Is Bowsette an option?
Oh god, I wish it really should be.
Yeah.
That should be part of I
Anyways,
respect Nintendo. It is a great party game.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Anyways, like, I never saw Smash as a competitive game. I know
No.
it's kind of fun.
Right.
I guess I was
can't-
kind of over the novelty right away.
Every time I try and give it a shot to watch it in tournament format, I am bored to tears. Like, people can clip like segments that are like, oh man, he actually did a combo and he flew him off the stage and then he triple stocked him or something like that. He killed him 3 times in a row. And I'm like, okay, that's a cool clip. Oh man, maybe I'll give it a shot again, and I'll watch it and I'll be like, no, they're just sitting there with their bubble.
Yeah.
And they're rolling around a bunch.
Yeah.
They get like 2 or 3 punches here and there.
Yeah, this is why I can't get into it. And then by default, the game starts with all these party options, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
bullshit falls from the sky default.
Which is fun. And you know what they do for the tournament scene?
Turn all of it off.
Yeah, God forbid you have fun. Oh, this stage has, something moving on it. No, we can't have that.
Yeah.
Or it has too many little platforms floating around. Nah, we just need flat land,
Yeah,
fucking
it's
Fox
fucking-
only.
Yeah, Fox only,
Final
fucking
Destination.
Final Destination or Kirby's Dream Land because
Yeah,
it-
right? 'Cause
or
it's
yeah,
flat.
it's flat. Yeah,
God.
no F-Zero ground, no fucking Fox. This is-
Because every time I played with you, with fucking anybody, it was always, oh, we're turning Pokeballs the fuck on, and
Yeah.
we're gonna just throw shit at each
yeah,
other.
exactly. Because I'm like, well, let's fuck around at least.
Yeah.
But like some of the items are like, oh god, these are awful, or
Yeah.
these are too OP.
Oh yeah,
Like the bat. It's like, oh, you get the bat, always KO people.
oh yeah. I'm just gonna fucking
Sick.
half a second charge and just ping your ass off the stage. Fuck. Anywho, what's next?
Oh, so Soulja Boy, the fucking rapper, or once was rapper, I don't know what the fuck he does, announces his
still
own
works.
gaming console.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's it fucking has over 3,000 emulated titles on it.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I can't fault him. I can't fault him, but you know who could? The owners of the games that he emulated. Fucking the people that he's breaking copyright,
Yeah.
he's infringing copyright on because
Yeah.
he's selling a product with their product.
Oh my god, please tell me that the advertisement is something like bringing 3,000 titles directly to you. This fucking,
Fucking Christ.
because he'll be like, hey, remember when that song was cool?
Yeah, right? That's all I know of him.
So, and then also, like, I'll go off on this real quick. Like, everybody that has, like, Kid or Lil or Boy
God.
or something that indicates, like, being young, like, as a star, like Kid Rock, for example,
Yeah.
right? Is he still Kid Rock when he's in his fucking 50s, or is it, like,
I mean,
he's the oldest kid I've ever seen, I guess?
right? No, man, he's like Benjamin Button, you know? He's just going to get younger. Just you
Oh,
wait.
yeah, I mean, that's probably why he wants to run for office or something. And
Okay.
I'm like,
Hey, I respect that.
I respect it too. He's running on the platform of common sense, and I feel like that's what a lot of people are lacking nowadays.
Yeah.
And he said,
That's okay. He undermines himself because he quickly jumps up on tables and flips people the bird, and he just
Yeah,
grabs his
exactly.
crotch and says, "Fuck you, old people."
yeah, and then
Like,
he,
that's not common sense, you jackass.
he hit it big with a song that was just a bunch of like mumble words. So,
God.
but he
And the
told,
midgets.
yeah, he told Joy Behar to go fuck herself.
Oh,
and he's
God.
like, look, I'm not trying to piss anybody off. Like, I respect everyone except for that Joy Behar bitch, right?
Hey,
And
that's a platform I can get behind.
yeah, I agree too because she just talks nonsense.
Jesus.
But yeah,
Anyway.
Soldier Boy with his own console. Like, I don't even know what these titles are because like 3,000 games is a lot of games, but like if the angry video game nerd has taught us anything, it's that Action 52. Like more games doesn't necessarily mean good games.
Yeah.
because these could be those swap meet titles that are like broken games. They just resemble shells of a game.
Nah. So apparently, no. It's an actual just actual emulator or emulators,
Okay.
and it's mostly Nintendo games,
Okay.
and it's just on some half-ass shitty hardware. Where you can buy it for $120 or whatever, and you get a bunch of emulated old ass fucking Nintendo games. And I'm like, sold out. By the way, it sold out.
Really?
Yeah, he sold them all. And
How many did you make? 5?
yeah, right. No, I don't know. Whatever the limited run was, couple thousands.
Okay.
But I'm just like, I hope someone sues him
I do too.
because this is copyright infringement, and he is a big name. And I'm like, you are doing something stupid. Who the hell? If you're gonna buy a product, an old crappy product to play old crappy or good games, whatever. If you're just to play old games, get a fucking PSP. Go to your GameStop, go to your EB Games, go to fucking your local garage sale and find a PSP, and you can install emulators on those easy as hell.
Yeah, like I try to go like when I deliver Amazon packages.
Yeah.
Every time I drive by a garage sale, I always look to see
Right.
if they have anything like that. Sometimes video game consoles, and sometimes like I'm hoping boxes of Magic cards, and I'm
Oh,
like,
hell
oh
yeah.
my god, let's go. Let me find it, and I'll go $20 for all of it.
Hell yeah.
Because
Because
every now and then you hear the dumbasses that are like, yeah, I got myself a $600 card. At a garage sale for
Yeah.
$20. I'm like, of course, yeah. You found a Mishra's Workshop or something at a
Right.
fucking garage sale, yeah. Like this always happens.
fucking man, you cruise by to you'll find what the hell is it? Xenogears?
Yeah.
know,
Xenogears for PlayStation.
Yeah, Xenogears for PlayStation, or apparently Rule of Rose, which is $200 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like if you just stop by garage sales, people sell shit that they don't know the value of.
Yeah. Again, Steel Battalion. That
Still,
was-
yeah.
well,
That's
you
crazy.
couldn't get that for under 200.
Yeah.
Like I feel like even just the controller itself is worth 200 fucking
yeah.
dollars.
If
It was a
not-
whole fucking flight deck.
If not, it's just an awesome novelty to have.
Oh
you know?
yeah, exactly. Like you want to talk about a battle station? That was an actual battle station.
Fucking Christ.
So speaking of people getting sued, did you see Fork Knife? Fork Knife is getting the Fork
yeah.
Knife. So Fortnite is getting sued by everybody.
Everybody.
Right? So Backpack Kid, fucking Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, yeah.
They're suing them for all the fucking you copied our dances.
Yeah. The funny thing about that is I read someone brought this up like early on in Fortnite's life cycle. It's like, oh, they're using the Carlton dance, or they're using the Scrubs dance. Fucking
Yeah.
And someone brought up the fact that you cannot copyright dances.
Yeah.
So like any argument is going to be really fucking hard for anyone to bring up. I find it, I mean, hey, more power to you that you're trying, but you can't copyright a dance because, I mean, the moves are just like that, you know?
So then can that asshole that's the asshole Cupid, can he sue everybody for doing the Cupid shuffle because he
No.
teaches them how to do the dance in his song?
I mean,
Yeah, this is
I
the
mean-
one where he teaches you to Charlie Brown
you're handing
and
it
then
out
cha
for
cha
free.
real smooth.
You handed it out real free, buddy, you know? It's
Yeah.
fucking, so,
Fuck.
I mean, and also fork knife, you know, flarp flife. I don't know. man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, that stupid game. I'm sure Epic Games has enough money to fight off any lawsuit that anyone wants to leverage on them.
Oh yeah, this goes back to my whole Disneyland theory where it's like the reason the tickets cost so goddamn much is because half of that goes to attorneys.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like every time somebody steps into the park, I'm like, how many fucking lawsuits do you think are filed against Disneyland every day?
Oh, yeah.
Every day. Oh, my kid got hurt on your ride. Oh, I got sick from doing this. Oh, I fucking lost my kid for half an hour. You
Yeah.
know,
This
in
is
your
your
park.
fault. This is your fault.
Yeah, and again, this is but this is my favorite fucking thing to compare to is Disneyland because I'm like, they're one of the biggest fucking things I can think of that do the same shit successfully every fucking day.
I can only imagine how many behind the scenes fucking attorney meetups the Disney had during the 80s and 90s. You know, like that fucking Simpsons episode with the Itchy and Scratchy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure so many people came out of the woodwork once Disney was hitting the billions, where people were like, "That was my idea on this. I created this princess. I created Snow White." You know?
Yeah,
Fucking, you
like,
stole it from me.
They
like-
fucking have so many attorneys, and I'm like, they're at such a point where they're not handing out fucking money.
No.
They're just gonna tell
I
you
know.
to go fuck yourselves, and then we've got all these lawyers on retainer. I'm
They'll
like,
hand you an attorney, and that attorney's gonna bite your ass.
yeah, exactly. It's just
You
like,
know?
all right, yeah.
But it's like, but no, you can't copyright a dance. There's actually a YouTube Rick Beato covered. The hell was the fucking? There was a settlement between two songwriters. Fucking some pop singers. I don't fucking care. I'm gonna be cursor over it. So pop. Two people made a pop song, and it happened to sample an older song, like always, you know, because pop songs do that all the time. And the guy that owns the older song, I think it
was
wasn't
it
Rick
fucking
James,
Marvin
Rob-
Gaye?
maybe
Was it Marvin Gaye? And then we're talking about Robin Thicke and fucking Pharrell Williams,
the blind guy,
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, I think it was. So
It's that or Stevie Wonder
it's the estate
or
of-
Daredevil.
It's the estate of Daredevil sued these two pop people who made the song that sampled their song. But the thing is, the estate wasn't aware that the songwriter had sampled his own music from before that. So it's like, it's going back to like, you know, sample upon sample upon sample. But in the end, you can't copyright music. There are only so many beats and notes.
Yeah.
What the real copyright for music, and the settlement was based off of
Please tell me it was like the Shy Lights or some fucking band.
No.
It was the Chanticleers. It was the Chanticleers and fucking George Harrison, because George Harrison from the Beatles did that song about Jesus.
Oh god.
And the Chanticleers sued him, and they won, by the way.
Oh good.
Because it was the same ish beats per minute.
Yeah.
But it's not even the same notes, and their song was like, you know, about getting your man back, and he was singing about Jesus.
Yeah.
And it's
fucking
like,
Christ. But no, that's the whole thing. It's like it had the same I guess you would call it the hook. You know, it's
Okay.
like the intros, the lead-ins, and whatnot. It had the same rhythms, but once you got to like the chorus part and to the actual groove of the song, that was different. And on top of that, you know, you're playing different notes. There's a whole lot of math that goes into song breakdowns, but if you're arguing it to a jury of normal people, all they hear is fucking Vanilla Ice and Queen, you know?
yeah.
All they hear is the same beats because,
Oh, but like Ice lost that one.
yeah, and he should have, because you don't. Oh,
He shouldn't have.
no, he should not have.
He changed the intention of the beat.
Exactly. And so it's like, but that's the whole thing of arguing to a bunch of normal people. It's fucking, what if Fortnite ends up in a fucking, with a jury of people that aren't aware, you know?
Yeah,
Because you don't fucking copyright a dance. Anyone can go out and dance. I could go fucking swing my arms around and eventually come up with the fucking Scrubs dance, and then I'll fucking sell my fucking tape to the world and be like, hey, dance like me. I'm going to call it the breakdown, you know?
The Scrubs dance.
The Scrub. I'm going to call it the Scrub Lord.
The Scrub Lord, yeah.
Like in
the
whatever.
neckbeard. Do the neckbeard.
Do the neck beard with me. It's like, oh, that looks like the Carlton. I'm gonna sue you. It's like,
Yeah.
nah, man, I made it myself. It's like, it's the same with music. It's the same with dances. You only have so many fucking things you can fucking do, and who the hell are you to stop me? You know, it's like fucking.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. This is
It's-
what made us.
it's
This is what made
madness.
this country great.
It's
USA.
madness, I say.
No, this
Go
is,
get a patent on it if you want to fucking defend it like that. That's what I say. Good luck with that.
Oh man, this is that fucking Foucault thing. This is Michel Foucault, the like a 1900s fucking French writer.
Yeah.
And it's not so much a love for the dispossessed kind of deal.
Right.
This is because it's a preaching of like Marxism and like equity. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's a preaching of Marxism and equity, right? So Foucault was speaking this, and it's not so much a love for the disenfranchised and the dispossessed as much as it's a disdain for the successful. Like,
Yeah.
nobody feels bad for the people on top.
Right,
You always
right.
because it's like, well, they got on top with an original idea that people want to see, but it's like, oh, well, you feel bad for the little guy? It's like, well, if the little guy didn't fucking actually do anything
with it,
then yeah, I don't feel fucking bad for him.
right? It's his loss, my gain. Kind
Yeah,
of thing.
exactly.
It's like, oh, fucking.
But that's the same message, right? Because it's
the
whole,
billionaire closes down the shop, but he stays a billionaire. Oh well, he's an asshole because he took out all those jobs. Like, but he's doing what anyone would do in his position. He's looking out for himself.
Yeah, and then the whole argument of paying your fucking fair share or whatever. It's
Oh God,
like
yeah.
I think about it as if I was in their shoes. Like, okay, I just want to keep more of the money that's mine.
Right.
Like, I earned it, so what do I got to do to keep more of it? You know?
Right.
Oh, right off this fucking room as an office, you got it.
It's fucking. Oh man, I came up with the idea of Velcro, and I created all the Velcro factories. And it's like, well, I want to pull out of the game, and this is mine, so let me cash out. Oh, I have to pay taxes on everything that I own because it's mine.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It's fucking ridiculous. But anyways, real quick, it's like the whole Queen and Vanilla Ice thing. I didn't mean to like kill the momentum with that, but it's at the time Vanilla Ice was the top dog.
Yeah.
That's why nobody felt bad that they were hurting Vanilla Ice. But then he
Right.
was going down the same fucking road as MC Hammer, where it was like, oh, we're so hot, like nothing could ever stop us. And that's why they have the 80s Kids tour. Did you see this fucking shit?
I did not.
Yeah, okay. Nobody feels bad for the fucking 80s Kids tour because it's New Kids on the Block.
Oh,
It came out with a
Jesus.
song. New Kids on the motherfucking Block came out with a song that guest stars fucking Salt and Peppa and Janet, and not Janet Jackson, but some other bitch, and like all these other people that were like huge in the early 90s, late 80s, and it's
Yeah.
just like, who gives a fuck? Like, your time has come and gone. Like, nobody wants to see you wear fucking slap bracelets and weird
God.
fucking race car like checkered pattern jackets, and it's just like,
Fucking.
can we just leave this shit in the past? No.
The hell
All
with
right.
those kids with the fucking pants on backwards.
Oh,
Fucking,
crisscross.
crisscross. Yeah. That
Yeah,
kind of
I think
shit.
I think they're in the song too, but they're on tour. Like, all of these fucking groups
Christ.
are on tour. Like, hey, remember, we're still hip and with it, even though we're like 60. No,
See,
the
that's-
60 is too far, but like 50 is more of a real number. Like, they're 50 and they're like, no, hey, we're still hip and with it.
See, you need to evolve with the times. You need to Dr. Dre stopped making music for years and became a producer. You know?
And fucking Puff Daddy doesn't make music anymore. He
Right?
just makes liquor, and it's like, oh, that's brilliant. Same with George Clooney. It's like,
There you go.
oh well, you know, like,
I've
hey, my time
adapted.
my time might be coming to an end. Like, my fucking fame might be in the sunset years, but hey, if I start making booze, people will buy booze because they
yeah.
remember how big I was.
Oh, yeah. George Clooney made booze? Hey, I'll give
yeah,
that a shot. You know?
Casamigos. Yeah, you got it. I like tequila.
You know who that doesn't work for?
Vanilla Ice.
No, because he went into religion.
Ah,
Bless his heart.
yeah.
Hey, man, do what you love.
Who didn't this work for?
Maynard.
Oh,
James
yeah.
Maynard Keenan,
Well, he went into making wine.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, the wine is kind of subpar.
right?
It's
'Cause
a little-
It's in Arizona or something.
Yeah. So, okay. So, truth be told, you got to make it good and affordable. So,
I think he got one of those.
yeah.
But-
this wasn't a pick one. You got to do both, dude.
I should pick up some of his to give it a shot. I've heard it's not great.
Yeah.
But his music is fantastic, and he's evolved with
Oh,
the times.
that's a little different. Like, he's actually very talented.
He's
I think he's
incredible.
very, very talented.
Anywho,
All right,
we
so
we
let's-
jagged off real hard on that one.
Yeah. So let's wrap this up with the scumbag stupid news.
Hey, my favorite part.
Okay, so the latest term of the interwebs is blackfishing. Have you seen this?
I have not. This sounds great though.
All right, so a woman in Europe, she has been labeled a blackfish because she's being accused of darkening her skin to appear more black. Some say it's racist. I find it more of an homage. You know what I mean? She doesn't want to discriminate. Rather, she wants to blend in with the night.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I was like, oh, but this isn't what Rachel Dolezal was doing. You know what I mean? But hey, all right. So, U.S. Federal Court of Appeals in Richmond, Virginia, rejects a permit to build a natural gas pipeline along the Atlantic coast.
Oh, that's a shame.
All right. So the court used Dr. Seuss as a point of reference when rejecting the pipeline, quoting the Lorax, "Who will speak for the trees because the trees have no tongues?" And I'm wondering who will speak for the people on planes because they have no brains.
I mean, you got to keep the rhyme.
I don't know, but like, truth be told, like the prices of things will go down as soon as you cut out things like shipping and fucking taxing and things like that. You know what I mean? Like if you want oil more readily, the price of oil will go down if you can put it through the fucking pipeline.
Yeah.
But everybody's argument is always like, oh, think about the animals and all the spills and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's how Exxon Valdez makes their money, right? They just spill oil all over the place and pay a bunch of people to clean it up. That's how they make their money.
That's where the money's come from. I want to see this place in 2 years when the condos have cut down all the trees in the area where the pipeline would have been.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, deforestation is happening either way. And I understand, like, we talked about this before where it's like, oh, we want to keep some of the natural beauty of the land and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just like, the more you talk about it, like, the city grows further and further out. Like our city, they're talking about building an airport between here and Prim.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because like too much traffic is going through McCarran and Nellis isn't really an airport. You know what I mean?
It's really trashy is what it is.
It's a real trash hole. Okay. So Sesame Street introduces its first homeless puppet. Yeah. This is why we need to go vidcast. So this is a huge move forward for all the underrepresented homeless dolls in all the kids shows. Oscar the Grouch has some choice words like, bitch, that's my thing.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Who the fuck is Oscar the Grouch then?
Yeah, because he's like, it's like, that bitch probably doesn't even have a load in her pants. You know what I mean? Like, he sleeps in garbage.
No, you know what? She's going to walk out from her apartment and be like, I'm homeless, and Oscar's just gonna spit on her.
Yeah, it's I get the idea is where it's like, oh, you should help those less fortunate than you, but what have you been doing to Oscar all these fucking decades?
Yeah, you think he's mad because he wants to be mad? He's mad because he's living in a trash can.
Yeah,
give him a hand.
I'm like, what the fuck? And then Big Bird retired.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, the guy that played Big Bird after like 50 years is
Jesus
retiring.
Christ.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when I saw like how they do it, like how they do the Big Bird thing, I felt kind of like, oh, that makes sense, because it's like he has one hand up and then one hand controlling, like it's a string that he pulls with his mouth kind of deal. So it's like Jesus. He does the flappy hand with the right hand, moves the left hand, and uses his mouth to move the fucking right arm.
Oh, you thought he had a really long neck?
Oh, I have no idea. I thought it was just like an animatronic thing for the mouth. Because then it's like hands with a robot on top.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I hope he enjoys retirement, because having your hand up for 50 years is really hard.
And I wonder, like, if he fucking ever did that at, like, Thanksgiving dinner table where he, like, used his mouth to, like, tug at something to, like, get the gravy.
It's just, Grandpa, put your arm down. No, I'm talking to you.
I'm talking over here. All right. So, lastly, Johnson & Johnson has got a bit of an asbestos problem.
What?
Did you see this? Yeah. While most people would call a contractor to help them deal with asbestos, apparently these guys aren't so lucky, because they've been putting it in thousands upon thousands of talcum powder bottles. So they have they have 1,000 lawsuits or more going against them right now, claiming that the talcum powder gave them cancer. You know what I mean? Some shit. Most people would just not use it every day or ingest it, but hey, like,
is it foot cancer?
No,
because if it's not foot cancer, I don't know what they're putting the talcum powder on.
One woman says she got fucking vaginal cancer or ovarian cancer. Yeah, that's it. And I'm like,
she putting it in her?
Anyways, Anyways, good news. We discovered that you can use the powder's contents for bricklaying or giving people cancer.
Hey,
so like, I think the army should look into this as a weapon of mass cancer distribution.
I had a Christmas gift in mind for you, but now I have a different one.
Well, you were gonna give me cancer either way.
I know,
but I was
hopefully this is quicker.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll close the show out there. Thanks again for listening, guys. Hit us up on the old Twitter. Use the hashtag Scumbag of the Week to nominate people that you want to see on there. Hit us up at the Scumbag Show. Max, anything out the door?
Watch us on YouTube. What's the URL for that? Scumbag and Friends Show.
Yeah, Scumbag and Friends Show.
You could just YouTube that. You'll find us eventually.
Yeah, I'll try to get a hard URL. Anyways, we'll catch you Christmas.
Christmas.
Yep.